The United States and Israel war on Iran has entered its 15th day with fresh strikes inside Iran, missile attacks on Israel, and rising fears about the global energy crisis linked to the Strait of Hormuz. Here's what has happened in the past 24 hours. First, inside Iran, a missile strike on an industrial area in the central city of Isfahan has killed at least 15 people. Iranian media say that workers were inside a factory producing heating and cooling equipment when the strike hit. The attack comes as Iran's health ministry says the death toll from the war has now reached more than 1,400 people, with over 18,000 wounded since the conflict began on February 28. The fighting is also damaging cultural and historical sites. Iranian officials say 56 museum and historic locations have been affected so far, including Nakhshe-Jahan Square in Isfahan and the Gulistan Palace in Tehran, both recognized internationally as heritage landmarks. Meanwhile, the US and Israel have also targeted Khark Island, a strategic oil hub that handles around 90% of Iran's crude exports. While a regional official said operations there are still running, the strike highlights how closely the war is now tied to global energy supplies. Iran has responded by launching new missile waves at Israel. Explosions were heard over Jerusalem, while Israeli authorities say that 6 separate barrages hit different areas of that country. In the southern city of Eilat, cluster munition fragments injured 3 people, including a child. Iran's foreign minister Abbas Araghchi says the Strait of Hormuz is not closed to the world, only to ships linked to the US and Israel and their allies. He also warned Gulf states not to allow attacks on Iran to be launched from their territory.
But they have not closed it. It is the ships and tankers who don't try to pass through to cross the strait because they are, concerned about being hit by either side. So we have no intention to close it right now. But as the war continues, we will consider every scenario. For the time being, we have not done yet. And but the strait is almost empty of ships and tankers because of their concern.
That warning became even sharper when an Iranian military spokesperson said ports, docks, and American hideouts in the UAE could become targets, urging people to evacuate those areas.
بسم الله قاسم الجبارین. ارتش متجاوز آمریکا به دلیل ویرانی پایگاه‌های نظامی خود در منطقه در پناه بنادر، اسکله‌ها و در مخفیگاه‌های شهرهای کشور امارات جزیره ایرانی بوموسا را هدف موشک‌های خود قرار داده است. به سران کشور امارات اعلام می‌داریم جمهوری اسلامی ایران حق مشروع خود می‌داند در دفاع از حاکمیت ملی و سرزمین خود مبدأ شلیک موشک‌های دشمن آمریکایی را در بنادر کشتیرانی، اسکله‌ها و مخفیگاه نظامیان آمریکا در پناه برخی از شهرهای امارات را مورد اصابت و هدف قرار دهد. از مردم مسلمان کشور امارات و مراکز جمعیتی می‌خواهیم نسبت به تخلیه بنادر، اسکله‌ها و مخفیگاه آمریکایی‌ها در شهرهای امارات اقدام نمایند تا آسیبی به آنها نرسد. ان الله عزیز ذو انتقام.
The UAE have pushed back strongly. Presidential advisor Anwar Gargash rejected accusations that the US strike on Khark Island came from Emirati territory, calling Iran's position confused and saying the UAE continues to prioritize reason and logic while defending itself. The region is already under growing strain. The UAE says that it intercepted 33 drones and 9 ballistic missiles on Saturday, while sounds heard in parts of Dubai were later attributed to successful air defense interceptions. As the fighting expands, the Strait of Hormuz remains at the center of crisis. The narrow waterway carries roughly 1/5 of the world's oil and LNG shipments, but shipping has slowed dramatically because of the attacks and threats in the area. US President Donald Trump says that multiple countries may now send warships to help secure the strait, suggesting a coalition effort involving partners such as Japan, France, South Korea, and the United Kingdom. However, Iranian officials insist that the strait has not been fully closed and says restrictions mainly apply to ships linked to the United States and Israel. The fallout is spreading beyond the battlefield. Formula One has cancelled its April races in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia over security concerns, showing just how far the conflict is now affecting regional business, travel, and sport. And in Lebanon, the humanitarian toll keeps rising. Fresh Israeli strikes in the south have killed more civilians, and Lebanese officials now say the overall death toll since February 28 has climbed to 826, with more than 831,000 people displaced. So 15 days in, this is no longer just a war between Iran and Israel. It is now a conflict hitting oil routes, Gulf security, regional airspace, civilian infrastructure, and global markets. And there is still no sign of a ceasefire.